Lisa glanced at the clock and gasped. I have to get ready for work. What am I going to do with you? We must disguise my appearance. Nara stated. They spent the next hour trying different combinations of clothes, makeup, and accessories. Lisa found that a hat could hide Nara's silver hair. Dark sunglasses covered her unusual eyes. The blue tint of her skin was harder to mask. Makeup disappears too quickly into my pores, Nara explained. My skin absorbs it. Finally, they settled on a turtleneck sweater, to cover as much skin as possible with a scarf hat and sunglasses. Lisa stepped back to assess their work. You still look unusual, she admitted. But maybe people will just think you're eccentric. Lisa called her office claiming to need a personal day. It was the first time she'd ever done such a thing, but this was definitely an emergency. She couldn't risk taking Nara to work. I must apologize for disrupting your routine, Nara said, seeming genuinely concerned. It's fine. Lisa assured her I rarely take days off anyway, but we need to figure out a better solution. I can't stay home forever. They decided to test Nara's disguise with a short walk outside. Lisa felt nervous as they stepped into the hallway, but they encountered no one. Encouraged, they continued, downstairs and out onto the street. The morning air was cool and crisp. Nara lifted her face to the sun. Your star is smaller than ours, she remarked, but the warmth is pleasant. They walked to a small park nearby, Lisa constantly watching for anyone who might look at Nara too closely. To her relief, people barely glanced at them. Everyone was busy with their own lives, hurrying to work or school. Nara studied everything with intense interest. She stopped to examine flowers, insects, even the texture of the sidewalk. Your world has remarkable biodiversity, she commented. We lost much of ours during the Great Warming. What happened? Lisa asked. Our larger sun expanded. Nara explained. Many species could not adapt. We preserved what we could, moving much of our civilization underground. Lisa tried to imagine it. An entire society forced beneath the surface of their planet, yet still managing to develop technology advanced enough for space travel. As they sat on a park bench watching children play, Nara suddenly stiffened. Her silver eyes widened behind her sunglasses. What is it? Lisa asked, alarmed. I am receiving a signal, she whispered. It is faint, but it is from my people. They are searching. Lisa's heart sank oddly. So you will be leaving soon? Nara looked at her with an unreadable expression. Not necessarily. The signal is weak. They may not find me for some time. And what I am finding your world fascinating. Nara admitted I was sent to observe after all. Perhaps I can continue my mission. Relief flooded Lisa, though she wasn't sure why she should feel happy about an alien being stranded on Earth. Perhaps she enjoyed having someone so different, so fascinating in her life. As they continued their walk, Lisa noticed two men in dark suits watching them from across the park. They looked official and out of place. We need to go, she said, grabbing Nara's arm. Those men might be government agents. Nara glanced at them. I sense no weapons, but their interest is concerning. They hurried back to the apartment, Lisa locking the door behind them. What if they followed us? What if they know you're an alien, she said, panicking. Nara placed a six-fingered hand on Lisa's shoulder. Be calm, she said. We are safe for now. They did not follow us. I would have detected their presence. How? Lisa asked. My species has heightened senses, Nara explained. I can detect heartbeats within 50 feet of me. Those men remained in the park. Lisa peeked out the window nervously. Do you think they were really looking for you? It is possible. Nara said your government likely monitors unusual energy signatures. My pod would have emitted some when it opened. Lisa hadn't considered that the government, the military scientists, all might be interested in an alien visitor. None of those options sounded good. What do we do? She asked. We remain cautious. Nara advised I will work on a communication device to contact my people. They will have protocols for this situation. The rest of the day passed quietly. Lisa showed Nara how to use the television and computer. The alien absorbed information at an astonishing rate. learning how to operate all of Lisa's devices within minutes. That night, Lisa made a simple dinner while Nara constructed something from household items. "What is that?" Lisa asked, pointing to the strange contraption. "A communication amplifier," Nara explained. "I am attempting to boost the signal from my people." "Will it work?" Nara shrugged, a very human gesture she must have learned from watching Lisa. "Perhaps the technology here is primitive, but I can adapt." As they ate dinner, Lisa found herself asking more questions about Nara's world. The alien described Crystal City's vast underground oceans and flying creatures that communicated through light patterns. When Nara spoke about her home, her voice took on a musical quality that was mesmerizing. "Do you have family?" Lisa asked. "We have community groups." Nara explained. "Not quite the same as your families. I was raised with 7 others in my learning pod. We remain connected throughout life like brothers and sisters," Lisa suggested. "Similar though not biological relations." Nara agreed. She tilted her head, studying Lisa. "You live alone. This is common for your species." "Sometimes," Lisa said. "Many people live with family or friends or partners. I just haven't found the right situation, I guess." Nara seemed to consider this. "Solitude can be beneficial for reflection, but extended isolation is not healthy for social species," Lisa laughed. "You sound like my mother." The next morning, Lisa woke to find Nara standing by the window staring at the sky. Her blue skin glowed softly in the early light. "Are you okay?" Lisa asked. "I was observing the stars," Nara said. "From here my home system is not visible. It is strange to look at the sky and not see my sons." Lisa felt a pang of sympathy. "It must be hard being so far from home." "Distance is relative," Nara replied. "My people have a saying, the universe bends for those who understand its paths. Is that how you traveled here? Through some kind of space bending?" "Something similar," Nara explained. "We create corridors through subspace temporary pathways that allow rapid transit. Unfortunately, my ship's corridor generator malfunctioned, stranding me here." Later that day, as Lisa prepared lunch, she realized how quickly she'd adapted to having an alien roommate. It had been only 2 days yet already. Nara's presence felt almost normal. "I need to go grocery shopping," Lisa announced. "We need more food." They disguised Nara again and ventured to the small market down the street. Lisa was less nervous this time, though Nara still attracted some curious glances. No one seemed overly suspicious as they examined produce. Nara suddenly froze, her eyes fixed on something across the store. "What is it?" Lisa whispered. "The men from the Inde Park," Nara murmured. "They are here." Lisa glanced over casually. Her heart jumped when she saw the same 2 men in dark suits examining items with little interest, clearly not actually shopping. "Did they follow us?" she asked, trying to remain calm. "I do not believe so," Nara said. "Their surprise at seeing us suggests a coincidental meeting. What do we do?" "Continue normally," Nara advised. "Do not show concern." They finished their shopping and headed to checkout. Lisa, constantly aware of the men's presence as they paid for their items, one of the men approached. "Excuse me," he said, his voice pleasant but authoritative. Lisa tensed. "Yes, beautiful day, isn't it?" the man commented. "I couldn't help noticing your friend. Her appearance is quite striking." "Thank you," Nara replied. Before Lisa could speak, "I have a rare skin condition." The man nodded. "My name is Agent Wilson. I'd like to speak with both of you if possible." He handed Lisa a business card. "Department of Special Scientific Research." It read, "We're quite busy," Lisa said. Taking the card, of course, the agent smiled. Perhaps another time he rejoined his companion and they left the store. Lisa let out a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding. "They know," she whispered. "They must know you're not Huma." Alien Story Part 3. Type. Text marked down. Title, Alien Roommate Story, Part 3. The business card felt heavy in Lisa's hand as they hurried back to the Department of Special Scientific Research. What did that even mean? Was it a real government agency or something more sinister? Once safely inside, Lisa locked the door and closed all the blinds. "They found us," she said, panic rising in her voice. What do we do now? Nara examined the business card, her silver eyes reflecting the light. This may not be entirely negative, she said. Not negative, Lisa exclaimed. These people could take you away, experiment on you. Nara placed a six-fingered hand on Lisa's shoulder. Your concern is appreciated, but not all interactions between species are harmful. These agents may offer protection, rather than threat. Lisa wasn't convinced she had seen enough movies about aliens to know how these scenarios usually played out. Government agencies, men in black experiments in secret facilities. None of it ended well for the alien. We need to contact your people, she said. Get you home. I will continue working on the communication device. Nara agreed, but we should also consider meeting with these agents. Information is valuable. Lisa shook her head. It's too dangerous. Nara considered this. Your caution is logical given your species' history with the unknown. I will respect your decision. That night Lisa had trouble sleeping. She kept imagining men breaking down the door, taking Nara away, leaving Lisa alone again. The thought bothered her more than she expected. When she finally dozed off, her dreams were filled with silver spaceships and blue-skinned people reaching out to her. She woke with tears in her eyes, surprised by how attached she had become to her alien roommate in just a few days. She found Nara in the living room working on her communication device. The contraption had grown more complex now. The situation has escalated. Agent Wilson explained, keeping his voice low. A specialized containment unit is on its way. They have authorization to take your friend into custody for national security reasons. Lisa felt sick. Where would they take her to? A facility in the desert. Agent Wilson replied, We don't have clearance to know more than that. What can we do? Lisa asked. We have a safe house. Agent Wilson said, It's not ideal, but it will hide you until my people arrive. Nara finished. The second. Agent nodded. Well, create a distraction at your apartment, make it look like you fled in another direction. That should buy you time. Thank you, Lisa said. Why are you helping us? Not all of us believe that every unknown is a threat. Agent Wilson replied, Some of us think first contact should be handled with diplomacy, not force. They left the park separately, the agents first, then Lisa and Nara a few minutes later. Following the directions they'd been given, they took a bus to the edge of town, then walked several blocks to a small nondescript house. The safe house was simple but comfortable with basic furniture and supplies. Agent Wilson had said it was occasionally used to house witnesses in protection. We should be safe here, Lisa said, closing. The blinds. Nara nodded. The structure has energy-dampening properties, she observed. Your Agent Wilson is thorough. Lisa smiled at your Agent Wilson. She was beginning to think of the government men as allies rather than threats. For the next few hours, they waited anxiously. Nara meditated while Lisa paced, unable to relax. The special phone remained silent, which Lisa hoped was a good sign. By afternoon, hunger drove them to examine the kitchen. They found it stocked with basic supplies enough. For several days, Lisa prepared a simple meal while Nara continued working on her communication device. The signal is much stronger now, Nara said. My people are close. I can communicate directly with their ship. What will happen when they arrive? Lisa asked, setting plates on the table. They will likely use a small shuttlecraft, Nara explained. They will avoid populated areas, preferring remote locations for contact. Will they take you away? Nara looked at Lisa. I have informed them of my situation and my desire to continue my research. They are considering my request. Hope flickered in Lisa's chest. So you might stay. It is possible, Nara said. My species values knowledge. Extending my observation mission has merit. As they ate dinner, the special phone finally rang. Agent Wilson sounded tense. The containment unit searched your apartment, he said. They found traces of unusual energy but no alien. They are expanding their search. Keep low. We will contact you if anything changes. After dinner, they sat in the small living room watching the news for any unusual reports. There was nothing about aliens or government operations. Lisa wasn't sure if that was reassuring or concerning. The silence was broken by Nara, who suddenly stood up. I am receiving A direct transmission, she said, her voice excited. My people will arrive tomorrow at sunset. They have agreed to meet in a remote location, where Lisa asked. There is a desert area 50 miles from here. Nara said, it is isolated yet accessible. We will need transportation. Lisa thought for a moment Agent Wilson could help. We should call him. But before she could reach for the phone, headlights swept across the front window. Someone was coming. Get back, Lisa whispered, pulling Nara away from the window. They crouched in the hallway, hearts pounding as car doors slammed outside. A knock came at the door, firm and authoritative. Lisa froze, unsure what to do. The knocking came again. More insistent, it's us, Agent Wilson's voice called. We've got trouble. Lisa opened the door carefully. The two agents hurried inside, both looking worried. They found this place. Agent Davis, the second agent, said. They will be here within the hour. How, Lisa asked. I thought this was secret. Someone talked. Agent Wilson replied. It doesn't matter now, we need to move you, we need to reach the desert. Nara said, my people will land there tomorrow at sunset, Agent. Wilson nodded. We have a plan, he said. But you won't like it. The plan was desperate, but possibly their only option. Agent. Wilson would take Lisa and Nara to a remote cabin in the mountains owned by his family. It was off the grid with no electronic footprint. From there, they could reach the desert meeting point the following day. You could lose your job. Lisa pointed. Out, even be arrested. Some things are more important than protocol. Agent Wilson replied. First contact should be peaceful. Not treated like a military operation. They left immediately, driving through the night in Agent Wilson's personal car. They avoided main roads, taking a confusing route that Lisa could never have retraced. The city lights faded behind them, replaced by darkness and stars. The cabin was small and rustic, perched on a mountainside surrounded by trees. Agent Wilson helped them inside, then prepared to leave. He'll come back tomorrow afternoon, he said, to drive you to the meeting point. Thank you, Lisa said, feeling overwhelmed by his help. Why are you risking so much for us, Agent? Wilson smiled slightly. First contact is a once-in-a-lifetime event, he said. I want history to remember that humans were capable of kindness, not just fear. After he left, Lisa and Nara stood in the silent cabin. The only sound was the wind in the trees and the occasional call of a night bird. This is similar to the northern regions of my world, Nara commented. The stillness, the connection to nature. Lisa looked around at the simple cabin. It's beautiful. She agreed. I never spend enough time away from the city. They found blankets and made themselves comfortable. Nara needed little rest, but Lisa was exhausted from the stress and lack of sleep. She dozed off on the small sofa, while Nara sat by the window watching the stars. Lisa woke to sunlight streaming through dusty windows. For a moment, she didn't remember where she was. Then everything came rushing back. The escape, the agents, Nara's people coming today. She found Nara outside, standing on a rocky outcrop looking at the sky. The morning light gave her blue skin an almost luminous quality. Her silver hair moved in the gentle breeze. Today they come, Nara said without turning. Lisa stood beside her. Are you excited to see them? Yes. Nara admitted. Though my feelings are complex, I have come to appreciate this world. Your world. Lisa felt a lump in her throat. Will I ever see you again? Nara turned to her. My request to remain as an observer has been granted, she said. I will need to report to my ship, receive proper equipment, establish communication protocols. But I can return. Really? Lisa asked, hope blooming in her chest. If you are willing to continue hosting me, Nara said. I'm more than willing, Lisa replied, surprising herself with how much she meant it. They spent the day preparing. Agent Wilson arrived in the afternoon as promised. Looking tired but determined. Any problems? Lisa asked as they loaded into his car. The containment unit is searching the eastern forests. He said they received false information that will keep them busy. The drive to the desert took several hours. The landscape changed, gradually becoming drier, more open. As the sun began to set, they turned onto a dirt road that led deep into empty terrain. "This is it," Agent Wilson said, stopping the car. "No one should find us here." They got out standing in the vast emptiness. The desert stretched in all directions, rocks and sand painted gold by the setting sun. The sky above was enormous, turning deeper blue with each passing minute. "How will they find us?" Lisa asked. "They know exactly where we are." Nara replied, "They have been tracking my signal, as if." On cue, a point of light appeared in the darkening sky. At first it looked like a star. Then it began to move, growing larger, descending in a controlled path directly toward them. "Is that them?" Lisa whispered. Nara nodded. "It is a shuttlecraft," she confirmed. "A small vessel designed for planetary landing." Agent Wilson watched with undisguised wonder. "It's really happening," he murmured. First contact. The light grew larger, resolving into a sleek silver craft unlike any aircraft Lisa had ever seen. It made almost no sound, just a soft humming that seemed to vibrate in her chest rather than her ears. The craft descended slowly, settling on the desert floor about 50 yards away. Sand swirled around it, then settled. No landing gear was visible. The ship simply hovered inches above the ground. A seam appeared in the smooth hull, widening into an opening. Soft blue light spilled out. And then figures appeared, 3 beings similar to Nara, tall with blue skin and silver hair. They moved with the same fluid grace. As they approached, Lisa held her breath. This was really happening. Aliens were walking toward them in the desert twilight. The first being stopped a few paces away, studying them with silver eyes. "Greetings," Nara said in English, then spoke in another language, a series of musical tones and clicks. The being responded in the same language, then switched to perfect English. "We are pleased to find you well." Researcher Nara. "The signal from your pod indicated possible difficulties. My ship malfunctioned." Nara explained. "I entered stasis until help could arrive. I was found by this human, Lisa Miller. She has provided shelter and assistance." The being turned to Lisa. "Our gratitude for aiding our researcher," he said. His voice had the same musical quality as Nara's. "I am expedition leader." Kyron. Lisa found her voice. "I'm glad I could help," she said. "It was my honor, and you?" Kyron said, turning to Agent Wilson. "You are a representative of this world's authorities, in a manner of speaking." Agent Wilson replied, "I believe in peaceful contact between our peoples." Kyron seemed pleased. "Your approach is commendable." The meeting continued as darkness fell completely. The aliens explained their mission, scientific research and cultural observation. They had been studying Earth from a distance for decades, gradually preparing for direct contact. Incorporating parts from Lisa's old radio and microwave eyes. "That going to work?" Lisa asked. "The signal is stronger." Nara said, not looking up. "I am able to detect more of the message. My people are searching, but they are far from this sector. It may take time." How much time, Lisa wondered, but didn't ask. Part of her didn't want to know the answer. Later that day, someone knocked on the door. Lisa froze, looking at Nara in alarm. The alien woman had her disguise on within seconds, an impressive display of efficiency. "It's them," Lisa whispered, peering through the peephole. "The men from the store, we should speak with them." Nara said they will not leave until they achieve their objective, but if they intended immediate capture, they would have done so at the market, Nara reasoned. This suggests dialogue is their priority. Lisa hesitated, then nodded reluctantly, opening the door. The 2 agents stood there looking professional and calm. "May we come in?" The first one asked. Agent Wilson, according to his card. Lisa stepped back, allowing them inside. They sat stiffly on the couch while Lisa and Nara took positions across from them. No one spoke for a moment. "We know what you are," Agent Wilson finally said. Looking directly at Nara, Lisa tensed, ready to deny everything, but Nara calmly removed her sunglasses, revealing her silver eyes. "And what am I?" she asked. "Not from this planet," the second agent said. His voice was deeper, more serious. "We represent a division of the government that monitors unusual activities. We've been tracking energy signatures from this building for the past 48 hours. How did you find us?" Lisa asked. "The pod in the storage room emits a specific energy pattern." Agent Wilson explained. We have sensors throughout the city designed to detect unusual radiation or energy. It took us some time to pinpoint the exact location. Nara nodded. This is more advanced monitoring than I expected from your civilization. Impressive. The agents exchanged glances. We are not here to harm or detain. You, the second agent, assured them. We wish to offer protection and assistance. Protection, Lisa repeated skeptically. Other agencies might not be so accommodating, Agent Wilson explained. Some would prefer to study your friend in a laboratory setting. We can prevent that. In exchange for, Nara said, her voice calm, information. The second agent replied, nothing classified or dangerous, just cultural exchange, technological principles already known to other advanced civilizations. Lisa looked at Nara, uncertain. What does all this mean? She whispered. It means, Nara explained, that they will help hide me from others who might wish to experiment on me. In exchange, I will share limited knowledge. Is that safe? Lisa asked. I am permitted to share basic cultural and scientific information with developing worlds, Nara said. This is within protocol. The arrangement was unexpected but seemed reasonable. The agents provided special phones for emergencies and promised to monitor the area for other government interests. They left after exchanging contact information. When they were gone, Lisa sat heavily on the couch. That was unexpected, she said. Your government is more organized regarding extraterrestrial contact than most worlds at this stage of development. Nara observed. They showed admirable restraint. You trust them? Lisa asked. Trust is earned, Nara replied. But their proposal is logical. Both sides benefit, and neither is significantly endangered. I will share only information that would not disrupt your world's natural development. Lisa nodded, still processing everything. The whole situation felt surreal. Yet somehow having government agents who knew about Nara made everything seem more real, more permanent. That evening, as they prepared dinner, Nara suddenly stopped moving. Her silver eyes widened, the signal she gasped. It is much clearer now. Lisa froze. What does it say? They are coming closer, Nara said. They have detected my presence. They may reach Earth within days. Lisa repeated, her heart sinking. So you will leave soon? Nara was silent for a long moment. I have a choice, she finally said. My mission was to observe Earth. I can tell them I wish to continue my research. They would leave a proper communication device and check on me periodically. Hope bloomed in Lisa's chest. You mean you could stay? I could stay, Nara confirmed, if that is acceptable to you. Lisa smiled. Yes, she said, realizing she meant it. Nara was the most interesting person she'd ever met. Alien or human life would never be boring, with her around. That night they sat on the roof of the apartment building watching stars appear in the darkening sky. Nara pointed to a faint light. That is the direction of my world, she said. It is too distant to see with your eyes, but my people are there. Do you miss it? Lisa asked. I miss certain aspects, Nara admitted. Our crystal forests, the song of the light flyers, the taste of moon fruit. But your world has things mine does not. Like what variety? Nara said. Your species is so diverse, your cultures so different from one another. My world reached unity thousands of years ago. We gained peace but lost some of the creative chaos that drives innovation. She turned to Lisa. Your lives are shorter but perhaps more vivid. You experience emotions, strongly form attachments quickly. It is fascinating to observe. Am I just an observation? Lisa asked, suddenly feeling strange about their friendship. Nara tilted her head. No longer, she said. My observations have become participation. I have formed an attachment to you. This was unexpected but not unwelcome. Lisa smiled, relief washing over her. I like having you here too, she admitted. It's like having a friend from another world. Well, I guess that's exactly what it is. The next few days fell into a surprisingly comfortable routine. Nara continued to work on her communication device while Lisa taught her more about human life. They watched movies, listened to music, and walked in the park under the watchful but distant eye of Agents Wilson and Davis. The government men kept their promise, providing protection without interference. Nara learned quickly, adapting to human customs with impressive speed. She still attracted attention with her unusual height and grace, but her disguise improved as she learned to move and speak more like those around her. Lisa found herself enjoying Nara's company more than she had expected. The alien's perspective on ordinary things made Lisa see her own world differently. Nara asked questions no human would think to ask, noticed details others missed. Her observations were sometimes funny, sometimes profound, always interesting. One evening, as they walked home from the grocery store, Lisa realized something strange had happened. Somewhere along the way, she had stopped thinking of Nara as an alien and started thinking of her simply as a friend. "Do your people have friends?" Lisa asked as they put away groceries. "We have connection bonds," Nara explained. "Some are assigned like my learning pod, others are chosen based on compatibility, like friendship." Lisa suggested. "Similar though, perhaps deeper," Nara said. "The bond includes a mild telepathic connection. We sense each other's emotional states." "That sounds nice," Lisa said. "Sometimes it's hard to know what others are feeling." Nara studied Lisa for a moment. "Your emotional patterns are becoming familiar to me," she said. "I can often determine your state without telepathy. You express much through small movements, facial changes, voice modulation. Are you reading me right now?" Lisa asked, feeling suddenly self-conscious. Nara smiled. "You are curious but also slightly uncomfortable with the idea that you might be transparent to me." Lisa laughed. "That's exactly right." Nara looked pleased. "I am learning." That night, Lisa's phone rang. It was Agent Wilson. His voice was tense. "We have a situation," he said. "Other agencies have detected the energy signature. They are sending a team to investigate." When Lisa asked, "Tomorrow morning?" "Possibly sooner. You need to be prepared." Lisa thanked him and hung up, turning to Nara, who had heard everything with her enhanced hearing. "What do we do?" Lisa asked. "We have 3 options," Nara said calmly. "We can flee, relocate to another area. We can stay and attempt to negotiate with these new agents, or Lisa prompted. "My people will arrive soon," Nara said. "I have received clearer transmissions. Their ship will enter your solar system within 48 hours. 2 days, Lisa whispered. "We just need to hide you for 2 days. Agent Wilson can help," Nara suggested. "He has proven trustworthy thus far." Lisa nodded, reaching for the special phone he had given them. They had allies now. They had a plan. And soon they would have a decision to make about the future. Type errors, text markdown, title, Alien Roommate Story, Part 4. The next morning came too quickly. Lisa had barely slept, worried about what the day might bring. She found Nara in the living room, meditating, her blue skin glowing softly in the pre-dawn light. "We need to get ready," Lisa said. "The other agents could arrive any time." Nara opened her silver eyes. "I have been in contact with my people," she said. "Their ship has entered your solar system. They will reach Earth by tomorrow night. Just one more day to hide." Lisa thought, "We can do this." Agent Wilson called as they were eating breakfast. "Meet us at the park in 20 minutes, he said. "Keep your heads down." They disguised Nara as best they could and left the apartment. Lisa constantly looking over her shoulder, expecting to see more government agents. The streets were quiet in the early morning, but every passing car made her heart race. Agent Wilson and his partner were waiting on a park bench, dressed casually in jeans and t-shirts rather than their usual suits. Lisa almost didn't recognize them. "Sit," Agent Wilson said when they approached. "Act normal. Like we're friends having a conversation." Lisa and Nara joined them on the bench. The morning air was cool, birds singing in the trees. It would have been pleasant under different circumstances. The storage area was dusty and filled with forgotten items from other tenants. Lisa sneezed as she moved boxes, searching for her own stuff marked with her name. A strange glow caught her eye, coming from behind a stack of old furniture. "What is that?" she wondered, moving closer. The object was unlike anything Lisa had ever seen. It was oval-shaped, about the size of a bathtub, and made of some strange material that seemed to shift colors in the dim light. A series of symbols glowed softly along. One side, Lisa reached out her fingers, hovering just above the surface. Should I touch it, she thought. Her common sense said no, but her curiosity was stronger. Her fingertips brushed against one of the glowing symbols. Immediately, the pod made a soft, humming sound. The top portion began to slide open, releasing a misty vapor that smelled like cinnamon and something else, something completely foreign. Lisa stumbled backward, nearly falling over a box inside. The pod lay a woman, or at least a woman-shaped being. Her skin was pale blue like the sky on a clear day. Her hair was silvery and seemed to flow around her head as if underwater. But most striking were her features, elegant and almost too perfect to be human. Lisa stood frozen, unable to look away or call for help. The blue woman in the pod opened her eyes. They were entirely silver with no pupils, no whites, just shimmering silver orbs that somehow focused directly on Lisa. The alien sat up smoothly, her movements fluid and graceful. Lisa wanted to run, but her feet refused to move. "Do not be afraid," came a voice. It wasn't exactly spoken, it seemed to form directly in Lisa's mind. You can talk," Lisa stammered. The blue woman tilted her head. "Yes, I can communicate with you. My name is Nara. I am from Lysithea." Lisa could barely process what was happening. An alien. A real alien was sitting in front of her, speaking directly into her mind. "What are you doing here?" She finally managed to ask. "I was sent to observe your planet," Nara explained. Her lips moved now, forming words, though her accent was strange but beautiful. "My ship experienced difficulties. I entered stasis until help could arrive. How long have I been asleep? I don't know," Lisa said honestly. "This building is old. This storage room has been here at least since I moved in 2 years ago." Nara frowned. 2 of your Earth years, that is unfortunate. My people may believe I perished." The alien woman stood up, revealing her full height. She was tall, at least 6.5 feet. Her body was slim but strong-looking. She wore a silvery bodysuit that seemed to be made of the same shifting material as the pod you are called. She asked, looking at Lisa. "Oh, Lisa. Lisa, Miller, Lisa, Miller." Nara repeated, "I have imprinted on you as my host. This is protocol when a Lysithian makes first contact with a local being imprinted." "What does that mean?" "It means we are connected," Nara explained. "I must remain near you until the imprinting process is complete, or until I can contact my people." Lisa blinked, trying to understand. "Wait. You have to stay with me." "That is correct. I cannot be separated from you by more than approximately 20 feet. Or we will both experience extreme discomfort." This can't be happening, Lisa thought. But the blue alien, standing in front of her, was undeniably real. "What do we do now?" she asked. "Feeling lost, I require shelter and knowledge of your world," Nara said. "Can you provide these things?" Lisa thought about her small 1-bedroom apartment, her boring job as an office assistant, her quiet, lonely life. Could she really hide an alien there, even if she wanted to? "I guess you can stay with me for now," she said. "But we need to do something about your appearance. People will notice you look different." Nara nodded. "I understand. I can adjust to some degree." As Lisa watched, amazed, Nara's skin shifted, becoming less intensely blue, though still not quite human-looking. Her silver hair darkened slightly to a platinum blonde. "This is the extent of my biological camouflage abilities," Nara explained. "I cannot maintain this for long periods. It requires energy." "It's a start," Lisa said. "Well, need to get you some clothes, a hat, maybe sunglasses." She looked at the strange pod. "What about this? It must remain in stasis." Nara touched several symbols and the pod closed, sealing with a soft hiss. "It will not be detectable by your technology. It can remain." Here Lisa nodded, feeling overwhelmed. "Okay, let's get you to my apartment before someone sees you." They made their way upstairs. Lisa constantly looking around, nervous that someone would spot them, but the hallways were empty and they reached her apartment without being seen. "Welcome to my home," Lisa said as she unlocked the door. "It's not much, but it's comfortable," Nara stepped inside, looking around with obvious curiosity. Your dwelling is small but efficient, she observed. The configuration of spaces is logical. Thanks, I think, Lisa replied. It's just me, so I don't need much space, but now there are two of us. Nara finished for her. I will require minimal accommodation. I do not sleep as you do. I can enter a meditative state while standing. That sounds uncomfortable, Lisa said. You can use the couch at least. Thank you for your consideration, Nara said with a slight bow of her head. Alien woman moved around the apartment, studying everything with intense interest. She touched the television, the microwave, the houseplants, examining them as if they were rare artifacts. Your technology is primitive but functional, she commented. Your plant life is similar to some species on Lysithea, though ours communicate through electrical impulses. Lisa sat down, feeling suddenly exhausted. This was too much to process. An alien was in her apartment, touching her things, talking about communicating. Plants, I need to go to work tomorrow, Lisa realized aloud. What am I going to do with you? I must accompany you. Nara stated, I cannot be separated from you. Yet, Lisa groaned. That's not possible. People will see you. They'll know you're not human. We must find a disguise, then Nara said simply. Lisa looked at the alien woman with her height, unusual features, and silver eyes. No amount of normal disguise would be enough, but she had no choice. They would have to try. I have some makeup, Lisa said. We can try to make you look more human, and sunglasses for your eyes. Maybe a hat for your hair? Nara nodded. My imprinting on you was not planned, but it is fortunate I have found a helpful host. Lisa wasn't sure if she should feel complimented or trapped, but as she looked at the alien woman, she felt something unexpected, a sense of wonder. This being had traveled across space, seen things humans could only dream about. And now, for some reason, their lives were connected. What is your world like? Lisa asked suddenly. Curious. Nara seemed pleased by the question. Lysithea is the third planet in the Axion system, she began. Our world has 3 moons and 2 suns. We live mostly underground to avoid radiation from the larger sun. Lisa listened, fascinated, as Nara described crystal cities, vast underground oceans, and flying creatures that communicated through light patterns. The more Nara spoke, the more real everything became. So you're really an alien, Lisa said when Nara finished. From another planet? Yes, Nara confirmed. Does this frighten you? Lisa thought for a moment. It should frighten me, she admitted. But mostly, I'm just amazed. Nara smiled for the first time. Her expression transformed her face, making her look almost human, despite her unusual features. Your reaction is uncommon. Most species respond with fear to the unknown. You show curiosity. That is admirable. That night, Lisa made a simple dinner, pasta with tomato sauce. She watched nervously as Nara examined the food. Your sustenance is safe for my consumption, Nara said after studying it. My biology can adapt to most carbon-based nutrition. The alien took a careful bite. Her silver eyes widened. This is pleasant, she said, sounding surprised. The combination of flavors is complex. Lisa smiled despite herself. There was something endearing about Nara's reactions to ordinary things as they prepared for sleep. Lisa gave Nara some clothes to wear, a large t-shirt and sweatpants. The alien changed without any apparent concern for privacy, her movements efficient and graceful. The couch is all yours, Lisa said, providing blankets and a pillow. Nara examined the setup. This will be adequate, she said. Thank you. Lisa. Miller. Just Lisa is fine, Lisa told her. Good night, Nara. Good night, Lisa, Nara replied. Lisa went to her bedroom and closed the door. Her mind was spinning with everything that had happened today. Her life had changed completely. Nothing would ever be the same again. She had an alien roommate, and somehow that seemed both terrifying and wonderful. Alien Story Part 2. Type text markdown. Title Alien Roommate Story Part 2. The morning sunlight woke Lisa earlier than usual. She lay in bed for a moment, trying to convince herself that yesterday had been a dream. There was no alien in her apartment, no woman with blue skin and silver eyes. That was impossible. Then she heard sounds from the kitchen. Lisa jumped out of bed and hurried down the hall. There was Nara attempting to make coffee. Her blue skin was slightly less noticeable in the morning light, but still obviously not human. "What are you doing?" Lisa asked. "I am preparing the stimulant beverage I observed in your kitchen." Nara explained. "I watched you store it yesterday and noted its importance in your morning routine." Lisa stepped forward, taking the coffee pot from Nara's six-fingered hand. "Let me help you," she said. Together they prepared breakfast. Lisa showing Nara how to use the toaster and explaining the concept of cereal. The alien woman watched with fascination, asking questions about everything. "Why do you consume this particular combination of foods in the morning?" Nara asked. "It's just tradition, I guess," Lisa replied. "Some people eat different things." Nara nodded, recording this information. "The cultural aspects of consumption are similar across many species," she observed. "On my world, we gather to consume our first meal together as family units." "Nara has requested to continue her observation mission," Kyron explained. "She believes there is much still to learn about your species." Lisa glanced at Nara, who stood slightly apart, speaking with the other aliens from her ship. "Would that be allowed?" Lisa asked. "It is unusual but not unprecedented," Kyron replied. "We value knowledge above all. Our preliminary studies suggest your world is approaching a critical developmental stage, the transition to a unified global civilization. Such periods are of particular interest." Agent Wilson asked several questions about their intentions, their technology, their home world. The aliens answered openly, though sometimes noting that certain knowledge would be inappropriate to share at Earth's current stage of development. Finally, Nara approached Lisa. "The others are returning to the ship," she said. "I must go with them briefly to report and receive equipment." "When will you return?" Lisa asked, trying to keep the emotion from her voice. "3 of your days," Nara replied. "If you are willing to continue as my host, of course," Lisa said. "You have a home with me for as long as you want." Nara's silver eyes seemed to glow in the darkness. "I have enjoyed our time together," she said. "I look forward to learning more about your world through your eyes. I see it differently." The aliens returned to their ship. Nara looking back once with what Lisa thought might be a smile. The craft rose silently into the night sky, becoming a point of light among the stars, then vanishing completely. Agent Wilson drove them back to the city. The containment unit had been recalled. He explained their orders suspended by higher authorities, who'd received unusual communications from unidentified sources. Someone higher up knows about the aliens, Lisa realized. "The universe is full of surprises," Agent Wilson said with a small smile. 3 days passed slowly for Lisa. She returned to work, making up a story about a family emergency to explain her absence. Her apartment felt strangely empty without Nara. She found herself talking aloud, sometimes turning to share an observation, only to remember she was alone. Would Nara really return? What if her people decided Earth was too primitive or too dangerous? What if they assigned her to another mission? On the 3rd evening, Lisa sat in her living room watching the sunset through her window. The sky turned spectacular shades of orange and pink. Would Nara see this same sunset from wherever she was now? A soft knock at the door made her heart leap. She rushed to answer it. Nara stood there wearing the same clothes Lisa had given her, but somehow looking different, more polished. Her blue skin seemed to glow with health, her silver eyes brighter. "You came back?" Lisa said, unable to hide her relief. "I said I would," Nara replied, stepping inside. "I have completed my report and received approval for an extended observation mission." "How long?" Lisa asked. "1 of your Earth years initially," Nara explained, "with option for extension if the research proves valuable." A year, Lisa thought. That was both a long time and not nearly long enough. Nara set down a small silver case. "This contains my equipment," she said. "Communication devices, sensors, recording instruments. No more makeshift contraptions from kitchen appliances." Lisa teased. Nara smiled, a gesture that came more naturally to her. "Now, Improvisation has its charm, but proper tools are more efficient. That night they talked for hours, Nara explaining what had happened on the ship, the discussions with her leaders, the plans for her extended stay on Earth. She would document human culture, social structures, technological development. The information would help her people understand Earth better, prepare for eventual open contact. And what about me? Lisa asked. Am I just part of your research? Nara considered the question. You are my host, she said. But also more. My understanding of humanity is filtered through you. You are both subject and interpreter. Lisa wasn't sure how to feel about that. It sounded both special and somewhat clinical. In my culture, Nara continued, research partnerships are highly valued. They become deep connections. Often lasting lifetimes. I consider you such a partner. If you are willing, Lisa smiled. That sounds nice. The next day, Lisa returned to work. While she was gone, Nara explored the city. Her disguise improved with technology from her people. A small device, worn behind her ear, projected a subtle field that made her appear human to casual observers. It wouldn't fool detailed examination, but it allowed her to move freely without attracting attention. Life fell into a new routine. Lisa working during the day, Nara conducting her research. Sometimes they went out together in the evenings or on weekends exploring museums, parks, cultural events. Nara absorbed everything, asking questions that sometimes made Lisa see her own world with fresh eyes. Why do humans create art? Nara asked as they walked through a gallery. Lisa thought about it. Because we need to express ourselves, I guess. To show others how we see the world. Fascinating, Nara said. On my world, art is primarily educational. The concept of personal expression is less emphasized. The differences between their worlds were sometimes striking, sometimes subtle. Lisa learned about Lysithia's crystal forests, underground oceans, and floating cities. In return, she introduced Nara to music, literature, dance. The alien woman was particularly fascinated by music. The mathematical patterns are similar to our light compositions, Nara observed, but the emotional response is much stronger. Your species feels music in a way mine does not. One evening, as they walked home from a concert, Nara suddenly stopped, looking up at the night sky. What is it? Lisa asked. A transmission from my ship. She said, they are tracking unusual activity in your solar system. Something wrong. Possibly, Nara replied. We should return home. I need to access my equipment back at the apartment. Nara opened her silver case, removing several devices that looked like smooth metallic stones. She arranged them in a pattern on the table. They began to glow, pulsing with soft light. Another ship has entered your solar system, Nara explained after studying the pattern. Not from my world, aliens, Lisa whispered. Other aliens, Nara nodded. The energy signature is unfamiliar. My people are concerned. This vessel did not announce itself through proper channels. Is that bad? It suggests either primitive technology or deliberate secrecy, Nara said. Neither is reassuring. For the next several hours, Nara communicated with her ship using the devices. Lisa watched, fascinated as colors and patterns flowed. Between the stones, occasionally Nara would speak in her native language, those musical tones and clicks. Finally, she looked up. They have identified the vessel, she said. It belongs to the Vorax. Who are they? Traders, Nara explained. Sometimes explorers, sometimes salvagers. Their ethics are flexible. They seek resources, technology, valuable artifacts. What do they want with Earth unknown? Nara said. But my people are concerned. Their presence here violates several interstellar agreements. Lisa's phone rang. It was Agent Wilson. How did you know about the anomaly? He asked without preamble. What anomaly? Lisa replied. Our deep space monitoring detected an object entering the solar system, he explained, moving in an unusual pattern. Definitely not one of ours. It's another alien ship, Nara said loud enough for Agent Wilson to hear. Not from my world. They are called the Vorax. They may not be friendly. Can you meet us? Agent Wilson asked, voice tense. An hour later, they sat in a government conference room. Agent Wilson. had brought them to a nondescript building downtown. Inside was clearly a high-security facility, with guards, checkpoints, and worried-looking officials. Nara explained about the Vorax, their reputation, their capabilities. The officials listened with growing concern. Do they pose a threat to Earth? One woman asked. Her uniform indicated high military rank. They are not typically aggressive. Nara replied, but they are opportunistic. If they believe they can extract value with minimal consequences, they will do so. Can your people help? Agent Wilson asked. They are already responding? Nara said. A diplomatic vessel has been dispatched. They will attempt to make contact, enforce the protective agreements. The officials exchanged glances. Is Earth under some kind of protection? The military woman asked. Yes, Nara confirmed. Developing worlds are protected by the Galactic Accord. Your planet is classified as emerging sentience, not to be interfered with. One of the officials, a man in a dark suit, frowned. So, we're basically being treated like a wildlife preserve. Nara tilted her head. The comparison is not inaccurate, though, perhaps unflattering. The intent is to allow natural development without external influence. For the next several days, Lisa and Nara divided their time between the apartment and the government facility. Nara used her equipment to monitor the situation, providing updates to both her people and Earth authorities. The Vorax vessel is maintaining orbit around your moon, Nara reported. They have not responded to hails from my people's ship. Is that bad? Lisa asked. It suggests they are aware of their violation and are avoiding official contact. Nara said, it is concerning. That night, as they prepared for bed, Lisa's apartment suddenly lost power. The lights went out. The refrigerator stopped humming. Even the street lights visible through the window went dark. What happened? Lisa asked, fumbling in the darkness. Nara moved to the window, her silver eyes glowing faintly. Something is wrong, she said. This is not a normal power failure. The entire grid appears affected. Lisa joined her at the window. The city was dark, as far as she could see. Only a few buildings showed lights, presumably running on emergency generators. This is connected to the Vorax, Nara said with certainty.